Good evening, good morning. Welcome to AsyncAPI community meeting. I'm Łukasz Górnicki, your host, and I missed it. We, as usual, just a reminder for others that this meeting is being recorded for a transparency reasons to upload it to YouTube right after. Before we jump into regular items from the agenda, usual question to folks that are at the meeting. Would you like to maybe ask some question upfront or introduce yourself if it's your first meeting? That's the best moment to do it.
Hi, hello everybody. I'm Namya. This is my first time attending the meeting, and I just started working on an issue recently. Yep, just wanted to understand a little more about the whole ecosystem and how it works.
Awesome, welcome. As far as I recall, you're working on this links validation, right? Through CodeFlow, not CodeFlow, CodeFlow.
README link validation.
Yeah, but it's related to OpenForce, yeah.
Yep. Open.
Awesome. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
We also merged Spec Watcher last week. I think under AsyncAPI CLI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so shout out to Message for that. He has done a lot of reviews on that.
Yeah, definitely. I was out, so he had to be double himself. So I could have a decent holidays. Thanks, Maciek. Let's jump into the agenda. So the first item on the agenda is Google Summer of Code. Yeah, so we got rejected second year in row, but the problem is that even Postman got rejected. So our backdoor from last year will not work this year. But yeah, some of you already saw the discussion on GitHub, so we are not much worried. Actually, I think it because of this situation, we will actually start something much better than GSOC, something more more flexible. So yeah, so just for others that do not know what I'm talking about, so yeah, we applied for Google Summer of Code. We got rejected, but as a response to that, especially that we saw so many people joining before this final announcement and then contributing a lot, we want to work on a kind of AsyncAPI mentorship program. Yeah, like I'll just share a link to the discussion. It's something that we will still have to put under the voting of technical steering committee because it's about spending money of the collective. But yeah, I don't expect any issues with that really. So if you're interested still in taking part in this mentorship, even though it's not under Google brand, it's not so much visible to others, but you still want to be with AsyncAPI community, then yeah, please leave your comment there under the discussion, so we know how many people are interested and how much we have to prepare, and help to yeah, suggest some answers to the questions that Fran posted in the discussion. So yeah, that's it from my side. Any questions in regards to that topic? Oh, good. Awesome. So yeah, so we will have two programs this year, Ambassador program and AsyncAPI mentorship program. So yeah, again, many things to do. Next topic on the agenda, just a question and suggestion. I will anyway open separate discussion to yeah, not make decision on the call, but I wanted to hear your opinion about this meeting. So you probably heard, but if you didn't, I'm gonna share a link. So there's a topic I'm focusing on now. It's called Meeting as a Service, because we're organizing more and more different meetings. Different people are responsible for these meetings, and it doesn't really make sense to have me as a bottleneck here that organizes everything. And I'd like to make sure that whoever wants to organize meeting, have it regular, etc. It's all documented and automated as much as we can with available tools. But yeah, the most important in regards to this topic is that I'd like to use the opportunity that we'll have new calendar, we will have new Zoom accounts, basically all the links to all the meetings will be refreshed because of this automation, because still we're using Fran's account that he's paying for. We're using, I think the calendar is associated with his private account. So we need to get rid of these things, have them like AsyncAPI official. So because we're changing all the links, and we will also have this live streaming of all the meetings possible, because we tested it already with some meetings. So I was thinking that it would be a good moment to rename this meeting that we're having now, because now it's called AsyncAPI SIG meeting. But I, on my own, even stopped using this SIG name for some time, because this acronym, I think it's called in English acronym, it's not so well known, especially if you're not in CNCF world. So SIG means special or SIG means special interest group, but I was always referring to it as a community meeting, because we usually talk here about community-wide meeting, community-wide topics, and yeah. So did you ever care about the name of the meeting, or were you confused by this SIG meeting, or what do you think? Would it be bad to rename it? What's your opinion, folks? Could you hear me?
Yeah. I think it makes sense, actually.
Thank you. So that's one thing. And the second thing was that this meeting was always just available through Zoom. But I noticed when I'm looking on these meetings that have Zoom presence, but also streaming, that it enables more people to view the meeting. Not everyone can always join. We noticed that even though we try to have meetings in different time zones, there are people that cannot join because they have to attend some other meetings, because they work in big corporation and they can't leave them, or they just have something else to do. So they could always watch a live stream and just listen to the meeting to know what's happening. And what's do you have some different view here? Because I was thinking that actually all the meetings that we do should always be live streamed, because the advantage also is that it's automatically uploaded to YouTube and other platforms. We don't have to really do it manually. So I think that in the past somebody said it's a risk that less people will join the meeting, but yeah, I don't think it will happen, looking at the dry run we did already with some meetings. But yeah, anybody has a view on this one?
I think there will always be some people that find it intimidating and that's kind of unavoidable. But I don't think it's I don't think people will find it more intimidating than what we have now. So I don't think it's gonna be a big problem. But you're talking about streaming it, right? Like with Restream. Or did I misunderstand?
No, that's good. I understood it well. I was just reading also a comment from Siham about the SIG name, that it was never like clear what it means. So yeah. Good. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna open short discussion like for a week or two to see if maybe there are other ideas. Maybe it should not be community meeting, but something different. Because there are also like some different communities do office hours, whatever the name is, but yeah. And last from my side, an update, because we discussed it before my holidays, is AsyncAPI conference. So before holidays, I wrote to the to a person from Linux Foundation that was talking to me about the open source conference, open source summit in Dublin. But she never got back to me. And it's like, 4 weeks already passed. So I'm not sure if that option will be any longer available. But yeah, let's see. The most important is that like not much discussion really happened. These are strange times now. So I'll just like to remind you, I send a link to the discussion category. So there's a dedicated category related to AsyncAPI conference. You can see also previous categories from last year, what topics we discussed in regards to the conference. So if you like to actively participate there, then please feel free to open any discussion and talk about it. I also wrote a reminder email to this person from Linux Foundation to check where we are. And I'm not sure how, like, because of the situation in Ukraine, if the option that I wrote in Slack before my holidays about the manga museum in Poland, if anything in Poland will be feasible for a conference in next month. So yeah, please join and suggest what options do we have there, like if it comes to the location of the conference, because we definitely should try to do something in person. But yeah, now it's a matter where. Any comments on this one? Yeah, exactly, Abir. So yeah, that's it if it comes topics from my side. Anyone has some questions, some other topics to talk about?
Yeah, I just heard from you that we are having the France private account to do various things like to have a calendar invites or to do the production based of the website. So we are making the softwares on it. So is everything on the France private account? Because I do have something that I'm working on that something as backend on the production. I may have discussed with I think Mache, but I haven't discussed with I think you and Fran related to it.
Could you rephrase maybe, because there's an echo
Okay.
on your side, because but you're talking about website, and what do you mean by backend for the website?
I'm just talking about actually it's related to the docs feedback form that
Yeah.
you're discussing. Yep. So as discussed before that we can have a Google Sheets for it, and I just made a PR for it, but it requires to addition of certain environment variables. So I just have to confirm that on which Netlify account it is. Means it's on France private account, or do AsyncAPI has some official account for it, taking premium on it?
But can you remind me, did Alejandra already shared her opinion if we should do the GitHub discussions or not?
No, but she hasn't reviewed anything right now.
Yeah, okay. So I'll talk to her to have a look. I think like Maciej, can you help me out? Do you remember like this GitHub token that we have on Netlify?
Yeah.
Is it France private token? Is it not? It's
don't
not
know.
bots. Okay.
It's probably the same as in the workflows, I think.
Yeah, I'm not
But-
sure because he
But
was.
it's only passed, yeah.
Yeah, because he was adding this token when he worked on ShapeUp, and when he worked on ShapeUp, he was not involved in CI works, and I don't remember him asking me for token. And also, he had to have some additional ZenHub permissions. So most probably he has his private token. Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I tried to deploy it on my personal Netlify account. So it asked me for the various permissions that environment envs has been used here. So I think he must be having some
Yeah.
personal tokens to use it.
Yeah, but also the thing is, like for example, when you have a pull request on website,
Yeah.
and you want to see a preview of your build, it's not like whatever token we will have provided in the environment variables, it will not work because Netlify disables them. So because of security reasons. So
that's what I tried to just Marshall out just suggested me to deploy it on your account and have a trial on your local development production as well. So I tried it, and that way it doesn't happen in that way, that it asks for something else, and I've given many errors to me.
okay. So yeah, I can just promise that I'm gonna talk to Alejandra, because it's the most important first is that if she's okay with changing the approach from Google Sheet to GitHub discussions. And if it comes to token, I have access to AsyncAPI bot, so I can add it to the Netlify account just to make sure that we have the correct token there. But still, for testing, you need to test it out on some private organization.
Yeah, I think it's no problem to it. I already tested on my PC, just creating that env file, so it worked fine for me. It was just my local environment that I tested.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, cool. But yeah, we're in contact. I will open up this issue as well, so I don't forget. It was feedback card, right? I'm also gonna share a link to the issue for folks that are not so familiar with this issue, so we can have a look what AKSHAT is working on. Okay. So yeah, just to summarize, I'm gonna create this token this week for sure, and let you know what's the name of the environment variable.
I think you should first contact Alejandra to just summarize that what exactly we should be needing in the
Yeah,
feedback.
that's easy. I have a meeting with her in 30 minutes,
Okay.
So yeah. Any other questions, topics? No, you sure? Because next meeting is in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. So thank you a lot for joining. Yeah, I will upload the recording maybe even today because it's gonna be short, so should be able to upload it quickly. And yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.